Okay, let's talk some racing. These are tips and tricks that I used back in the day. They were really pretty effective either on dirt or asphalt. I don't know if you remember Jim Hale out of Sycamore. I crew chief for him for a season. I actually turned him onto this, and he actually won a track championship just with this model. So let's begin talking about right rear trailing arm, which you call a sway arm. Sway links are actually in the front end, but in the rear end, the technical term, just to let you know, is called a trailing arm. Now you only need to do this on the right rear. The next illustration here is going to show you the tip of the trailing arm with the bushing in it. Do not remove that bushing. You may choose to replace them, but it's not really all that important to do so in your racing spectators. If you're racing either in a late model class, dirt track racing, or even the hobby stocks out at Rockford, I would suggest replacing all the trailing arm bushings in the rear. But at this point, leave that bushing alone. Do not take it out. Let me go ahead and show you a picture of that. Okay, the next picture I'm going to show you is the actual trailing arm installed on a car. Now this picture, I pulled it off the web. It illustrates a drop link on the axle. You're probably not going to have that drop link, which I'm pretty sure you don't. It's probably just a stock type bracket that it bolts through. But it's kind of important to know the part we're looking at. So there it is. Okay, the next picture is going to be where you should make that oval slot I was referring to. It's the best place to do it. You can do it at the axle side. It's of the trailing arm. It's going to have the same effect. The problem you're going to run into is tech officials might see it. Okay, with this, doing it on the other side, more towards the front of the car, it's difficult to make that slot. You could do it with a stepper or just a series of drill bits to open that up. You're not really going to be able to get a saw in there. You might be able to get a blowtorch in there if you know somebody that has one. I always did it with a little stepper tool, but this is something, this is a place where tech officials are just not going to see it because they don't even know to look for it. Okay, and this is going to be able to offset your wheelbase and basically create a floating rear end. Now, some race cars like modifieds and even outlaw cars, they have an actual rear end that floats around the turn. It does not stay still. So basically what you're doing is just making an adjustment per track conditions, per your type of driving style, to get this car to go around the track and basically make the car triangular in the shape of the track. So you heard the term, I'm sure, damn, that car looks like it's on rails. Well, this is what the car is going to look like, and it's also going to help you to pick up the throttle a little earlier in the turn and be at full power by the time you exit the turn. It'll take some practice, I'm not going to lie to you. You're going to have to get used to it and then find out where that adjustment is. Now, on this adjustment, it's a lot like tire pressure, where a half a pound makes a huge difference. Okay, here, a 1/16 of an inch moving that rear end forward or backwards will make a big difference. Okay, let me remind you to not leave this bolt loose. Okay, you have to make the adjustment by loosening the bolt taking the pressure off the tire by lifting. You're probably going to have to lift it up in the frame. You're not going to be able to lift it up on the axle or at the pumpkin. And just manually sliding it, or if you can find a place to put a pry bar and slide it and then lock that bolt back down. Okay, if you don't lock that bolt back down, eventually when you go around the turn, that outer housing is going to tear, and then you're going to end up losing the entire rear end out of the race car. So make sure it's locked down. Also, before I show this next slide, you only have to oblong or create an oval on the bracket. Don't do it inside the bushing of the trailing arm. Leave that the way it is. Just do the outer bracket, because that bolt goes through the outer bracket into the bushing and back out the other side of the outer bracket to secure it to the car. Okay, so just oval out or oblong out the outer bracket. Let me go ahead and show you what the position I'm talking about. And this illustration is showing the inside part of the trailing arm, which is going to be a little bit more difficult to get to. You might have to cut some things away, but the outer part will be easier to get to. But you do have to do both sides. You have to. Okay, otherwise it's not going to move. So let me go ahead and show you this next slide. Okay, now that you've made this slot or oblong shape, one thing I forgot to tell you is on the head side of the bolt, make sure you get a washer from Fasteners or Home Depot, or it doesn't have to be case hardened. It's just got to be a pretty good sized washer. But that washer has got to cover up the entire slot. I used to paint mine brown because most underbodies are rusty anyways. I used to paint mine brown just in the off chance of an official seeing a brand new washer in an old bolt, and obviously it's going to throw up a red flag. So make sure you get washers for both sides of that outer frame. That way nobody can see that slot that you've created. Okay. Once you've created this, you can go ahead and measure the wheelbase. The next slide is going to show you how to measure wheelbase, which I'm sure you already know how to do. But it's just a quick illustration. But go ahead and measure the wheelbase on the left side, and then go ahead and try to move measure the right side wheelbase as well. Okay, center spindle to center spindle. And then move the rear end and make sure it moves. Make sure you're getting the adjustment. Obviously, your measurement's going to change. Now, I know you work a lot with wood, so I know you know how to use a damn measuring tape. So, make sure that's adjusting like you want it, so you don't have a false positive thinking you adjusted something you really didn't. And then you're going to turn around and chase your tail because, wait, I adjusted this. Well, really, no, you didn't. So that's how this next slide is going to show you the measurement of the wheelbase, and just make sure that adjustment is working. Now, I'm not going to lie, this adjustment, it's quite a bit of work, but it doesn't sound to me like you're afraid of hard work. So, plus, when you're working on a race car, does it really work? Okay, I think we had a little bit of miscommunication when we were talking about body roll. The trailing arms don't create body roll. Okay, what creates body roll is the body mounts. Okay, there are several of them. You have a choice. You can set the car up to take away the body roll, or check that. You can set the car up to get around the track with body roll, although it is a lot more difficult. NASCAR level base racing, they're on tubular frames, so there is no body mounts. I mean, everything's welded and bolted hard to the frame. So, and a lot of hobby racers and and entry-level racers fight body roll because the momentum of the car is going left, your tire pressures are set to go left, your camber is set to go left. Now you're created a floating rear end which is set to go left, but the body's rolling right. So everything is counteracting your setup. There are several ways you can fix this. You can leave the right side body mounts in and just remove the left side, okay, and that will compensate for it. It's also a nice little safety feature because if you ever get caught in a rut or lose one of your right tires or something, it's going to be harder for that car to roll, okay? It's basic physics. You're countering the roll by removing the body mounts on the left side. Another way to go, which is a lot harder of work, is to remove all the body mounts. Now you have two choices. You can just hard bolt it to the frame, which is going to require you to get shorter bolts, and those do have to be case hardened. Or you can replace it with a real quick fix. Now, or I should say it's a quick fix, but what I'm trying to say, it's cheap. Okay, and the next slide is going to show you where all the body mounts are located on your car. And if you remove, you just can't move the center ones. You have to remove them all. Okay, you have to remove them all, or you have to remove all the left ones and leave all the right ones, or just remove every one of them. Okay, let me show you that slide. Okay, the illustration I just showed you is, pick up the web. If you need an illustration of it, I'm sure you can find some on the internet. Just Google it, click on images, and it'll get you an image. And that one's not good enough for you. But the quick fix, you guessed it. Yep, hockey pucks. The nice thing about hockey pucks is they're a hard plastic rubberized material. They're fairly cheap to buy. I mean, you probably get them for $1 a piece. I think you need 9 or 12 of them. Okay, and then basically you take a drill bit and you drill through the center of them, the same diameter as your bolt, and stick that in place of your body mount. Now what this is going to do is it's going to lower your car just a little bit. I think it lowers it like almost an inch, which is pretty good. And it's cheap, like I said, it is really cheap, and it creates the rigidity that you need. Now, racing on dirt, I would not recommend removing all the body mounts because dirt is a little bit harder because there's so much force being put on the body mount points and the rear axle points, and there's just so much force being put in there when you're going through the turns. Okay, and things tend to start wobbling along or wobbling out and elongating themselves, and next thing you know, you got huge problems and you created a big wreck. And I don't want to see that happening. Everybody gets into crashes when they race cars, but the more you can minimize it, the better off you are. But you can get some hockey pucks, and it, like I said, it creates just the right amount of rigidity, but gives you a little play, a little cushion, so it kind of balances out. But your body roll problem will be corrected in a heartbeat. Okay, so it is a lot of work to change body mounts. There's no doubt about it, especially if you don't have a car lift. So be careful taking them out. A lot of times they like to snap, and then you got problems. So your choice, but it is a tip of the. It is a little bit of a tip and a little bit of a trick, and that might help your venture here into racing. So I will tell you, I'm going through a lot of this because my goal is to start, spectator races are fun, but, ever since you were knee-high to a grasshopper, you were into racing, and I've always known that. And, you can waste your time in the spectator classes all you want, and I'm okay with that. But at the end of the day, Steve, it's a waste of time. Okay? A lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of money goes into something you're never really going to get anything out of. So, I'm working with you or trying to help you to try to get you into a higher level where the seriousness of it is, important. And all these little things that I'm showing you right now will come into play. Whether you're racing late models out on the dirt track or you're racing hobby stocks out on an asphalt. I'm going to tell you right now, the asphalt racing is a lot cleaner. You're not beating out sheet metal every weekend. You're not doing all the work to it. It's my advice. So the next thing I want to talk to you about is springs. I want to go back to why we're going through this even at the spectator class. I'm trying to give you the knowledge that you're going to need in higher classes. So when you're running like crap one night, you're going to know, hey, I can adjust this, and hey, I can adjust that. I took it one step further. I actually created data sheets, but I'm a numbers geek like that. So, and I used to have somebody take video of me so I can analyze the video and all that. But we'll get to all that. But if you practice this stuff on the spectator level, you're going to be hitting the ground running when you get to a better class. So let's talk a little bit about springs. Right now in your Chevy Caprice is what it looked like to me. You had some stock springs in there, which is fine. Keep the stock in the rear and the left front. What I would suggest, and you're going to see one hell of an improvement, is take out the right front spring. Replace it with a heavier spring, a stronger spring. That's going to eliminate body roll too, and it's also going to give you more steering and traction power through the turns on the front end. I used to use a front spring to an S10 pickup. You can get one at a junkyard. It probably costs $15, and you're going to see a major difference in body roll, handling, traction. The object here is to steer this car as, with one hand, period. I mean, if you can steer a race car, especially on a dirt track with one hand, that car is now on rails, and you're fast, period. You're fast. So, let me show you that. Okay, as far as handling goes and spring packages, I'm sure the tire pressures you're well aware of. I mean, obviously, I used to start out with about 11 pounds in my left front. I think I had like 27 in my right front. Somewhere in the 20s on my left rear and like 31 in my right rear. The one thing I do want to also state on your brakes are important. The rules say the rear brakes have to work. Okay? Yeah, they work, but back them all the way off so they don't even catch the drums. Okay? Because a lot of times what happens is if you have to hit the brakes for whatever reason, you're going to spin out, period. So only operate with your front brakes. Some people pinch off the fluid and only run they run a poor man's brake bias by pinching off fluid lines. Don't do that. That you are asking for problems because of the hydraulic system, and even a pinched brake line, eventually that pressure from the hydraulics is going to rupture the brake line and you're going to get hurt. And you're going to get hurt bad. So what I would do is back the rear brakes completely off. Okay? Yeah, they work, and you can illustrate that they work, but that doesn't mean they have to grab. Okay? So, back the rear brakes all the way off, and just operate with your front brakes. You will be fine at this level of racing. You will also be fine in a late model class and in a hobby stock class. If we get any higher than that with you, then obviously the rules will let you put in a brake bias where you can actually adjust the fluid flow to each wheel. But back those rear brakes off and don't even use them. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you what I used to do as far as driving. Okay? The first illustration here is the path down the front straightaway into turn 1, through the center of the turn, and out of turn 2. Now, I didn't feel like drawing all the arrows for 3 and 4, but you can follow the same pattern in 3 and 4. This will give your car less bind, okay? And I'll go through the slides with you and show you. But this first slide is the basic path. So let's take a look at that. Okay, that's the basic path I used to take, especially with less than 10 laps to go. Now, I forget what you run in spectators. I think you only run 10 laps or 12 laps or something like that. So I would use this. I would try this, you know. Out at Rockford, we used to race 20 lappers, and somewhere around 12 laps to go, I immediately started using this pattern, especially if I was in the top 5, so which is a pace spot. So the next slide is on the second arrow going into turn 1. If you dive down to the rim, or at least halfway down to the rim, what you're going to do is you're going to cut off the car trying to get underneath you, okay, to try to take position away from you. Because if they get underneath you at that point, or at the point entering turn 3, you're going to lose that position because they're going to push you to the high side, okay, and your car is going to lose traction, and it's not going to handle real easily, okay, and they're going to gain that spot by the time they hit exiting that turn. So if you take this route, you're going to cut that car off from getting position. He's going to have to go into the infield to get position on you, which race car tires on grass doesn't work, okay? That guy will end up spinning out and have a bad day. So I'll show you that illustration here. Okay, but this illustrate, after we've shown this illustration, the next one is the next arrow forward, more towards the center of the turn. Okay, with your body roll problem solved, with your spring in, with your trailing arm adjustment, you can start rolling into the throttle as early as this point. Okay, once you start rolling into that throttle, pretty much in your head, count to 1/1000 and then start floating up the racetrack. And don't let that car bind. Okay? Don't let it bind. And don't swing the ass end out so much to stop the binding. Because when you do that, you're losing power. Okay? So, and you don't want to do that. Okay? And it's too easy for someone to clip your left rear and spin you out and take you out of the whole goddamn thing. So, start rolling into the throttle here and floating up the center of the racetrack. Okay? That also protects your right rear from someone spinning you out the opposite way. Okay. Now the final illustration is exiting the turn. You should be pretty much in the center of the track, or just a touch to the high side if you do this correctly. Your car should also be at full power. Okay? Because as you're coming up the center, not allowing that car to bind in the turn, okay? Now I'm getting another comment on Facebook, whatever. If you're not allowing that car to bind, and you're kind of sliding up towards the center of the track as you're going through the turn, okay, you should be at max power by the time you exit that turn and rifling down the straightaway, just to repeat the process in turns 3 and 4, okay? Offensive driving comes into play here too, because if someone's taking this option away from you, they have no choice but to slide up with you. If they slide up with you, they're going to lose traction, they're going to lose power, because now they have to avoid that wall. Okay? If they want to rub paint, let them rub paint, because physics state anything on the outside will move before anything on the inside. So basically, that outer car is the mass and you are the force. And it takes force to move mass. Okay? Mass doesn't move force. So it is basic physics. Give this a shot. It might work for you. If not, I guarantee you're going to learn a lot of things. Let me go ahead and show you this slide here. Okay, that's quite a bit of information I covered with you today. My future plans is here. I need to, first of all, I'm going to show you a couple things right now that I'm working on that's going to be sponsoring your race car. Let me grab that here. If you can see that. These are lollipop suckers that I made with graphics on them. I'll show you another one here. That have graphics on them. So basically I'm going to be selling graphical custom-made lollipops. The website's almost done. I'm also putting photos, as you can see the back of this, I don't know if you can tell, but it's glass. I'm putting photos on glass. I also put them on canvas, wood, tile. I will be printing canvas. I'm a computer major, so I might as well use the computer to benefit me. So this is the company that is going to be sponsoring your future endeavors. It's called Creative Photo Lab. My plan is for your birthday. I know we're not supposed to give birthday presents away. Hold on one second. I got to get a cigarette. Hold on. Hey, Anna! Anna! Bring me a cigarette.
No.
Yes.
Right me.
Now. Teasing. Okay. Sorry about that. As I said, the company's being called Creative Photo Lab, and it's going to be a complete photo printing business. I've already had quite a good following on it. But let me go ahead and show you the logo here. That logo didn't display on this video as well as I hoped. I'll have to do some work on that. But for your birthday, what I would like to do is get a driving seat for you and have that shipped to you. The one thing I need to know is your color preference, red, black, or blue, and whether you should have a one piece. It's better protected, but you like the two piece, just let me know whether you want a one piece or two piece, but I would suggest the one piece suit. You should really get used to driving a race car in the suit. I know it gets hot, but it's going to be a requirement. So also I will send you some decals for your helmet, because the back of your racing suit will say Creative Photo Lab with the logo. Just to be honest with you, I don't really care how much this company invests. Well, I do care. We're not going to go 20 grand into this, but whatever money the company invests is a tax write-off for me. And I can do this myself I mean, I can build a race car, but unfortunately, I really want to. I really do, but unfortunately, Dad's not doing too good. Okay. I have 42 black spots on my brain. I forget things a little bit more and more each day, and not real good. So, not to mention my back is my vertebrae is fusing together in the center of my back, and doctors tell me in about 10, 12 years I might be in a wheelchair. So I don't foresee me ever getting back into a race car, but that doesn't mean I cannot assist my oldest son to chase his dream. It's something that I wanted to do when I was a teenager, and my dad just wouldn't allow it. He did not support any of my dreams. So not only will it be a tax write-off for the company, but I am doing something so one of my sons can follow their dream. And it's kind of a sentimental thing for you because, or it's kind of a sentimental thing for me. The sad part is that I'll probably never see a race until I get core problems solved up there. But I would like to see some pictures and videos and stuff like that so I can put it on my desk at work and brag about one of my sons. That's important to me. Me and Cody have been talking a lot more lately. So anyway, it makes me feel good to talk to you guys. It makes me feel good to try to build a relationship. And anytime I can, if I have the means, anytime that I can assist one of you following a dream, I'm going to break my ass to make sure it happens. So that's why I'm doing this. If you have any questions. I love racing. I always have. When doctors told me what they told me, I kind of threw my hat out of that ring. I can't afford the risk. And when you were in South Carolina, the thought never crossed my mind because I really, really felt, Stephen, that you were just hooked up with the wrong people. But even though me and your mom don't get along, and I'm sorry that we probably never will, the fact that you are back home with her makes me a lot more confident. I know you might not want to accept this, but she's probably always had your best interest in mind. So, with that being said, that is the reasons why I'm going through this. And there's a lot of knowledge up here. A lot of knowledge. And my computer skills, engineering software, you can do some damage out there. So let me get you that driving suit for your birthday. I'll have it shipped to you, probably from Jags or Summit or Pet Stop. One of the two. I've already researched them. I think I kind of have the one picked out for you. But with some decals for your helmet. And I'm hoping this winter to start talking about. First of all, do you have a place to build a car? That's important. I'm also gonna sit down here very shortly and write a budget. I can get the rules and regulations offline for either track. I'm just gonna start there. We'll need to decide. Well, you'll need to decide what kind of car you actually want to operate. Obviously, it's going to be a Chevy. I wouldn't recommend. I don't know if they're still running Camaros and Firebirds and all that BS out at Sycamore, but if you can get a hold of yourself a Monte Carlo, that would be ideal. Or old Caprice too would work. But you're going to want to start with something fresh. To rebuild the car you have now, I wouldn't recommend it because you're going to be throwing switches in there, kill switches, fuel switches. Yeah, you're going to be throwing a lot of crap in there, and it's always better just to start fresh, gut. Roll cage. I never did see I seen the picture of the car, but I didn't actually see a picture of a roll cage. But you're going to need a full door. You're going to need a full door cage, and I think it's an 8-point, at least an 8-point that you're going to need. So I'm sure you don't have a way to bend pipes, so we'll have to get you a kit for that. But we need year, make, and model. But I got to know that you got to have a place to work on it. I'm going to be putting together a video to teach you how to port and polish an engine. All rule books say no porting and polishing or gasket matching. Bullshit. The old man's got a trick for that. Some racetracks make you pull the right front cylinder head, or the right side cylinder head. Or I'm sorry, it'd be the left side. The number one plug side. Some tracks make you pull the manifold, and this is what they're looking for, porting and polishing. But I got a trick for that, and I'll teach you how to do that, and we'll get that covered. But for now, good luck. If you have any questions, hit me up. I work a lot. I'm so glad to be working again. This is the main reason why we left Vegas, is because I just couldn't get any work. So I do work a lot. So if you got any questions or anything like that, I will respond to them as fast as I can. But good luck, kid. I'm glad I could help.